The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by its host and guest on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. I express firmly I am here to have a fun time, and don't need anyone ruining it by being butthurt. Take your clapped cheeks somewhere else. I am not a professional, I just play one on the show. Thank you, and continue supporting. Deuces.
Bienvenidos a Sin Caracteres Especial. Yo soy tu anfitrión, José Luis, aka
On my Cool J.
and welcome.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You're listening to
Special characters.
Let's get right into it.
Welcome back to another late night with
Jose. Are you ready?
That's me.
Is there any way we can cut his mic off?
They're trying to. They're giving them a fight, but they're trying to cut the mic off. Well, welcome. Maybe earlier you were like, "What the fuck is going on? Did somebody hit the SAP button on that motherfucker?" There was monetization right away. Yeah, that's what's trying something different. I'm trying to, I feel like when I speak English, this is like not a very masculine tone that I speak in. It's not till I get angry, then it's like a little bit demasculating even more. I don't have like a deep voice. I have a very soft voice. Pero que yo hablo español, it sounds a little bit more aggressive. I'd be like, ¿a dónde está la biblioteca? And people are like, he really wants a cheeseburger. But yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Also, I've been brushing up on my Spanish a little bit better. I'm pretty sure I butchered the beginning of that, but that's totally fucking fine. And we're only 1 minute into this, and I'm already cursing up a storm. So, without further ado, I'm gonna jump into my docket. All right, what do I want to speak about? So, I was out and about. What was the reason I was out and about? We were looking for food, and we went to the mall. We went to the Tanger Mall. If you guys are familiar with NYC or Queens, it's a mall in Flushing, and we felt like eating like Korean food, but I didn't get Korean food. I got Vietnamese food, which is delicious. So I ended up getting some food out there, and I filled up pretty good, right? On my way out of the mall, I saw this very interesting shirt. The kid was wearing this shirt. And it let me know that parents, especially maybe if I could be overstepping my lines, but parents of immigrants, they don't know what their kids be wearing half the time. I think they just see something like, oh, that looks cool. That looks like something I've seen before. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna let that be a thing. Where is my? There it goes. So we're gonna let that be a thing. So yeah, saw this cool beige sweater on this kid, and it had the Lakers colors. It had the Lakers emblems, right? And it was like, it's supposed to say L.A. Lakers, right? I was like, oh shit, that's this little kid wearing an L.A. Lakers shirt. No, it didn't say that. I got closer to the kid. Didn't have my glasses on, so I was like, oh shit, let me see what that really says. It said L.A. Yankers. Who gave you that shirt? Because I don't want to say who made you that shirt, because that's gonna be another thing. See, that's down a different rabbit hole that I don't even want to jump into. But who gave you that shirt? I need to know. And because you don't know, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, did the parents not? You can't have your kid walking around with an LA Yankers shirt. That's wild, all right? If it was like a teenage above the age of 18, 19, a 20-year-old girl wearing that, I can get it. Totally understand that. That's where they start yanking. But a little kid wearing an LA Yankers shirt, and they're just walking around the mall all willy-nilly, and I'm like, I'm not the only one. You ever had moments like that? You ever had moments like, is anybody else seeing this shit? Am I the only person witnessing this, what's going on right now? This has to be a ploy. This has to be my creator making me see something that I don't want to see. Like, this has to be like a joke between us. Like, hey, look, I know who's gonna spot this shirt. Him right there, the person that doesn't have the seriousness, the mental capacity to overlook something as that shirt and continue with their day. So I'm like, he's wearing an LA Yanker shirt. So I'm like, has there ever been a time where I've been with my parents and they didn't quite understand the clothing article that I was wearing? And they came up. Yep. Ding, 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 ding. Of course, I would wear something that my parents wouldn't understand, but everybody else would. But they wouldn't question it because it was the time frame. So back in the day, I fell victim to wearing clothing of thugged out characters. Shut up. Now, I didn't necessarily get the SpongeBob with the dice in his hand and holding money in the gangster suit. No. I did have a Pillsbury Dope Boy t-shirt, pretty fucking fire. And I remember going places with my parents, because that's what you do when you're younger. Your parents want to go somewhere, you'll go. So where do I throw on my finest attire, my Pillsbury Dope Boy shirt? And I remember one time, like, we were out, I was like, do you see what your son is wearing? And he was like, it's the Pillsbury Dope Boy. That's what the kids wear these days. And my dad doesn't give a shit. He's like, yo, hurry up, give me my fucking food. Like, and I was like, oh man, but they don't fit the same criteria because that was me going to wear the shirt, as opposed to somebody putting a shirt on you as a kid and sending you out into the world. So yeah, it was very, very entertaining to see something like that. I'm like, damn. If hopefully somebody takes a picture of that kid, so when he gets older, he could laugh about it down the line. Like, yo, that's wild. My parents really sent me out into the world with an LA Yankers shirt. Is there a team called the LA Yankers? There probably is. It's probably on OnlyFans, but shit. That was some wild thing to see. Wild thing to see. And the Vietnamese, I don't know what I got into, but I like saying Vietnamese now, because I don't like dance now. So, reel it in there, buddy. Kind of went left there. But yeah. So upon my travels, I tried to engage into a conversation with this beautiful woman that I saw out there. She was really beautiful. And I probably didn't fit her checklist of guys to talk to, which is understandable. Everybody has preferences. But what I wanted to mention is that there's this thing going on, because this is not the first time I've seen it. This is not the first time I experienced it, but this is not the first time I actually ever seen it. This is the first. I'm over explaining something. So what happened was, I asked this girl for her number, right? I was like, hey, I'm such and such. I think you're cute. Can I get your name, possibly your number, so we could conversate later down the line, see where this goes? You're probably like, that sounds gay as hell. But I'm very straightforward. I don't feel like doing all that extra shit. So she goes, "Aw, thanks. I already told you what that means. That means hell no." Now, the conversation's supposed to stop there. The conversation's not supposed to transpire past that point. Like, all right, okay, goodbye. The meaning I say that is because normally people that get rejected, they go into the disrespectful side.
It's not right.
It's not. A lot of guys tend to go, "Hey, fuck you, then, bitch," and it's like, "All right, yo, relax, bro. Shit." But yeah. But that's not what's happening these days. See, people are supposed to see it as like, all right, if I don't get the phone number, all right, it's over. But now the new curve is, all right, so if I'm not gonna give you my phone number. All right, that's where we're gonna leave it at. Okay, but you can have my social media.
It's not right.
Why? Why would I need your social media? And I know a girl tried to phrase it as like, maybe you could try again in the social media part, like see where it leads from there. Like she was trying to like gas it up. I was like, no. I don't view that as that. I don't view rejection is rejection. No means no. All right. Everybody know no means no. Not Diddy though. He's coming up in the cool report again. I think this is 3 times in a row. So ask her, can I get your number? She declines. You got my social media. I'm like, why would I want that? Because why not? I'm not increasing your following count because I think you're cute. Like, are you crazy? The fuck I look like? This is like a new way of like, what's my cousin's favorite word? A new way of it definitely is. It's a new way of cucking. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fall victim to the what's it called? The follower list of guys that try to bag and you gave them your social media and said, nah, I'm not gonna gas your head up and like your pictures and like comments on your stories or your posts like, oh wow, that really does look good on you. Oh wow. Nah, that's some wild way of thinking. That's like going to a job interview, right? And be like, oh no, you didn't get the job, but you could follow us on social media, see what it looks like to work here, but not actually work here. That's what it is. It's like torture. That's what that looks like to me. To be like, but you can follow me on social media and look at all the shit you're gonna miss out on because we're not together. Am I overthinking that? I think I'm not. I think that seems like that's a real new way to fuck with people nowadays. Nah, you can't fuck me, but you can fuck with me on social media. Nah, I'm sorry. No. So I already declined. They're like, nah, I don't need your social media. We're good. And she got offended. Like, you're too good for my social media. A minute ago, you wanted my number. Yeah, because I was genuinely interested, but you don't want my social media. Yeah, I know what I said. I know. I got it. So you don't want to see me again. I mean, that's not true, but I don't think I want to torture myself with something that I didn't get. And I know torture is like a big word. I know.
Over the top.
But that's the only way that I can visibly or physically or mentally process something like that. Is like, all right, if I can't be with you, talk to you, sample the goods or any of that shit, then why would I keep myself in the picture? For what? There is no purpose other than boosting your social media following, which is like, all right. And it's like, all right, now I just fall into like the cave of despair with other people that try to talk to you or are trying to talk to you or trying to work their way to talk to you. I'm like, nah, I don't know when that became a thing. Like, I don't know why that is a thing. Like, even nowadays when people ask for your number, they ask for your social media too. And I'm like, to me, my business page is the page that I use to like make the cuts here. That's fine. I give that away all the time. What I don't give away is my personal page. I don't give that away. Do I share anything on it? Not really. But what it does have memories from back in the day with my family, with the kids and all that. I don't hand that away willy-nilly. So I was like, no. So maybe I find my shit a little bit more than most people. Maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I'm overseeing it, but that's all I could really process out of this conversation that I was having while trying to woo this woman into her bed. But that's me. But yeah, I don't know why that's become like a normal thing now. That's like, all right, you can't get me, but you can get a peek into my lifestyle. It's just like, man, you get that bullshit out of here. Fuck out of here. But yeah. Now. I had a very interesting wager happen earlier this week. Actually, no, it was last week. So last week, me and two of my coworkers, right? Two of my coworkers came to the bright idea of we should make a bet to see who gets to work on time. I know that shit sounds crazy, right? So me and two of my coworkers we come late every day. At this point, it's just more of a personal option that it seems like than it is like, all right, life is just too hectic. That's the way it comes off as. So sometimes I go 30 to 40 minutes late. But the catch is that I stay behind like an extra 2 hours, 3 hours every day. So me being 40 minutes late, I don't feel it in my paycheck. I don't. And then me being 40 minutes late means that they're not paying me out fully what they should, as they should. That's the way I'm justifying it. Oh, well, fuck you. But yeah. So me and my coworkers came to the idea like, yo, all right, so we've been trying to get there on time. It just hasn't been happening. So he finally came to the conclusion, the only thing that motivates us is money. So we're like, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to place a bet. Now, I don't like betting money because normally when people bet money, they bet an amount that I couldn't care for. So out of the three of us, two of them bet cash. It was like, all right, $20. I was like, make it $100. I was like, you got to motivate me. I'm like, I'm not moving for $20. You crazy? So I was like, you know what I do move for? I'm big. I'm a nice plus size fella. Nicely rounded, shaped, and all that stuff. So what it came down to was like, all right, the bet for me is you have to buy me breakfast. Now, the madam that's part of the wager was like, I could do breakfast because I guess she didn't want to take the 20 to bet with that other person and then take another 20 to bet with me. And then she loses and then she's out $40 a day. So she figured that taking the bet for food was going to be way cheaper, but I never told her the breakfast that I wanted because I want lobsters or egg Florentine, right? That's going to be a nice amount of way above $20. I want some steak and eggs. I'm like, you're going to pay for me if I'm not going to get the 100. So it was like the most funniest shit. But that's what we agreed to. Those are the terms. The terms are, all right, breakfast and cash. So we had to like come up with this whole elaborate thing to get people to monitor us because we couldn't trust each other enough because money and food's on the line to because money on the food's on the line that we couldn't trust each other enough to believe on the honor system and shit like that. And I don't go to work at the same time as everybody else does, so they start at an earlier deficit than me because I kind of gave myself some wiggle room to show up at the time that I do. So we had to like incorporate the people that work reception. So it was like, all right, so whoever you see first, that's the person that you document is the winner. So out of the three of us, whoever comes through that door first, you see their face first. That's the winner. That's the winner right there. So those are the set terms. So those are the set rules. Pretty basic, right? Okay. Whoever comes in first is the winner. Not whoever gets seen by these two people first is the winner, right? That's it. Cut and dry. There was like no signing in thing. There was no logging in thing. There was none of that. It was we need to see this person. And if this person's not there, the other person's set in place. And we had to make sure that nobody was bribed too. So that was like a whole thing. But this is Friday. We agreed to this. Now I'm like, yo, I'm not going to warn y'all. Now I'm competitive by nature, very competitive. So Friday, we're leaving. I was like, this will be my last warning. If you're not here at the time that we agreed upon, you lose. All right. There's no texting. There's no nothing. All right. We agreed. Gentleman's handshake. We're good to go. All right. So fast forward. Monday morning comes. I'm up. I'm ready to go. I'm like, yo, lobsters, eggs, let's go. We're going to do it. Get in the car, start driving. It wasn't until I'm driving, I'm like, yo, I don't start at the same time. I calculated time for when it would be early for me, but not calculating the time that it would be early for them. So if I wanted to come in early, I'm coming in 15 minutes early, but my 15 minutes early to them should be around the starting time from when they should already have been clocked into the building. So I was like, oh, nah, I'm behind. So I did all this fast driving, woke up early. I'm like, all right, I'm already thinking like, all right, I lost already. I owe breakfast. I'm like, okay. So get to my destination. I turn down the block. My boy that I'm in the bet with, he drives a big white F-150. Didn't see it. The girl that's in the bet, she drives a Honda Accord. I'm like, wait, I see her car. I was like, shit. I lose, right? I'm like, fuck. All right, whatever. So I continue. I'm listening to Katy Perry's fucking dreams in the apple bottom jeans and that apple bottom jeans clip went fucking viral. That shit is hilarious, bro. People were so mad. And so I get to, we all park in a specific section, right? We park all in a spot we're not supposed to park, but everybody knows that's our spot, so nobody fucking parks there. So I get there, look at the car, and she was still in her car. So this girl saw me drive down the ramp, pull up next to her car, reverse my car in, still continue to watch me park my car, put my lanyard on, put my backpack on, and still is in the car. And now I already got a couple of steps away past her car. And she's looking at me and she's smiling and she's like, hey, wow, we both beat the other guy. And I'm like, no, I'm going for the gusto. And I'm like, literally telling her, I'm like, yo, I'm going to take off on you. She's like, ha, ha, ha. I'm not joking. I'm going to take off on you. I am walking backwards. I am moonwalking. I am skipping. I am doing everything, letting her know I am competitive. I have my running sneakers on because I figured that if we all pulled up at 10 o'clock, we were going to run for the fucking door like the movie Fun with Dick and Jane when everybody shows up to the job interview at the same time. That's what I'm thinking. That's the type of time that I'm on. Because I'm like, yo, we're going to make a run for it. They think I'm slow. They think I'm fat. They're fucking sadly mistaken. I have great cardio. I am good. I like to run. I am fine. I like to walk. I could go up the stairs. I don't get winded. I'm amazing for somebody that's my fucking shape size. So it's like, okay, no, that's not what transpired. Shorty was walking. She did not take me serious. Shorty thought I was gonna be because she was a girl. Like I didn't have cash or food on the line. She thought because she's pretty that I was gonna be like, you know what, we could go in together, or I'll let you go. I'll pay for your breakfast. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. So I'm walking. I got like a nice 5 feet. I'm still talking shit. I'm like, all right, yo. I get past the security's desk, and now I make it past another emergency door, and now I'm at the elevators. Now the thing about my building is that these elevators are never there. And when they're there, they're broken. And if they're not broken, it takes forever for the doors to shut close just to get to your floor. 90% of the time, if you're late to work, it's because of those fucking elevators, because they're always slow as shit or broken. That was not the case. That was not the case. That was not the case. So, like I said, I got a good 12 steps on her. If she was like really moving, she could have got up to me because she's taller than me. She's got longer legs and all that. No. She's over here working for bags, her shades on, her coffee. So I get into the elevator because the elevator was already open for me. I hit my button and the doors just went right in front of her face. Right in front of her face. So when I saw that the doors are closed, I was like this. When I say she will never forget that face, it is fucking hilarious. Because the doors went and all I heard was, motherfucker, you really closed that door. I'm already up. I'm already on the second floor. I can hear her cursing. So that's when she figured out, oh, he's not fucking around. Like, he's really trying to win. So it was like the most funniest shit. So in my mind, I'm like,
That was really bad. Alright, I'm never gonna hear the end of this shit because I warned her. I forewarned her that like, hey yo, I'm gonna take off on you. You're not gonna like it. I'm gonna win. I'm here to win. But no. Everybody wants to think like I'm the ha guy. No way, Jose.
so I get to the floor, bing, and I hear somebody huffing it up the stairs. 3 flights, just huffing it. I already exited the elevator. I'm already through the door. She is on my heels. On my heels. Makes the mistake. Forgets the rules. Totally forgets the rules. I can't clock into work yet. So we have to go look for the girl to register that I made it in first. So she's over here like trying to scramble the clock in the machine. And I'm like looking at her. I'm like, yo, Sabrina, hey, yo, right here. Hey, it's me. You see me? I'm here. I made it. And she's like, noted. The other kid that's the backup, he's like, yeah, I saw you over here first. Noted. So she is livid. She was livid, bro. She was like, do you know what this motherfucker did to me? He closed the elevator on me. And I'm like, yeah, it's a competition. So she was like, that's unsportsmanlike conduct. I was like, this isn't a real sport. We're here betting. Like, you're bugging out. So I thought she was joking around at the angriness. I was like, all right. She was like, to me, I thought the goal was to beat him. I'm like, my goal was to beat the both of you. She's like, we could have walked in here together. I was like, I know that's what you wanted. That's why I ain't did it. No, I'm not walking in here together. So she literally told like the whole office, bro. This motherfucker closed the elevator on me. I have never been so disrespected in my life like that before. He closed the elevator. So I'm like, I think she's keeping out a part of the story. There was like, I'm like, did she tell you she was still in the car? Like, wait, what? Yeah, we didn't pull up together. She was in her car. Well, that changes the story. I was like, hell yeah, it does. So they get the full story from her. She was in the parking lot for 30 minutes, sitting in her car for 30 minutes before even thinking about going in the building. So that shortly turned to like, nah, you're wrong for that. Oh, like, oh, hell no, you okay, you win. It was like, nah, she fucked up. So it was like the most funniest shit. I'm like, yeah. But I didn't think like Shorty was that mad. I didn't think that she would be that tight. That I'm like, yeah, that's 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 a competition. That's a competition. Shorty ran track and field. I know for a fact she knows what competition is. And like everybody's labeling this whole shit the tortoise and the hare. But clearly I'm the tortoise. Because you had a whole start. You had the win already. And you chose to sleep at the finish line. Exactly like the story. You just decided like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap right here and that's it. So it was fucking hilarious. And then here comes my boy. He comes in and he was like, I would have beat both of y'all. He's like, I would have beat both of y'all. I was like, what happened to you? And he's like, well, got up early, made breakfast for the family, took the wife to work. On the way, we normally get coffee, but today I was like, no, I don't think she was in the mood because she didn't ask for the coffee. So she was like, halfway there, she was like, yo, halfway on their drive, she was like, yo, you're kind of up early. You never liked this, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I have a bet today that if I show up to work on time, that they'll give me money and breakfast. And she was like, oh, shit. And he's like, why, what's up? I ordered Starbucks. And it's along the way, so it should be ready. He's like, what? Yeah, I ordered Starbucks for us, thinking that it would be fine that we get coffee before you go to work. I thought I was being nice. And he was like, you fucked me. He was like, nah, I got to get cash back because I just lost this shit. So it was like the most funniest thing. He was like, yo, yeah, moral of the story, guys. These girls be slacking. These girls be throwing monkey wrenches in your game and shit like that. So yeah, that shit had me crying, son. But Shorty like really took like a good amount of time to give me my breakfast. I was like, yo, this is what I want. And I was fucking with her at first. I was like, yo, I want some steaks and eggs from his place. I want a steak from Roost Chris and an egg from here. Give me a quail. Give me a stork egg. Figure it out. But I was like, eventually I was like, yeah, I'll just take some breakfast from upstairs. So that shit was funny. That shit was funny as hell. But that was my work week. Hopefully that didn't bore you too much. But closing that elevator on her face wasn't planned, but it was executed so perfectly. I can't be mad at that. So I'm going to get out of this section and go into the movie section. So I've been sick, so I've been watching a lot of movies. So even right now, I'm trying not to laugh because it hurts to like laugh right now. But I'm over here, I'm going through YouTube movies, and I started watching The Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby is a good movie. Even though Jay-Z ruined the soundtrack, the new one, and the book, and the old one. But the new one, I'm watching the new one with Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio, and everybody else is not fucking famous. So I'm watching this movie, and there's scenes in this movie that doesn't fit the score because however, I don't know how the hell Jay-Z did it, but he was able to get 3 songs, maybe 3 or 4 songs in the movie that made the movie just seem restarted. All right. So like there's a scene, right, where they're having a party, right? Like they're having like a little ditty party. They're having a freak off in a hotel. And then it's a room of all white people. And they're playing, I can't stop. And it's weird seeing Tobey Maguire dance to that movie because it's like, oh shit, even though this is perfectly scored to match with the movie, everybody looks off on timing, like off beat and off rhythm and shit like that. So I was like, that's one of the worst things, one of the worst deals I ever seen. That was probably big at the time for Jay-Z, but I'm like, yo, there was just songs that he chose that was like, oh nah, hell nah. Like one of my favorite songs is $100 Bills from Jay-Z, and they scored it into one of the most important scenes in the movie, where they meet the Great Gatsby's partner, right? So the whole thing is that this guy gets his millions from bootlegging, but nobody knows that he got it from bootlegging. He just made up this whole story to make himself seem like he was a bigger than folklore person. So nobody questioned it. But in this specific scene, we meet his partner. And in real life, his partner is Arnold Rothstein. And Arnold Rothstein was one of the people that was, I think he was convicted of bribing the World Series. He rigged the World Series, and it was like a whole thing. So you have this great character that gets introduced to us, and all you hear is $100 bill, got the Coke flows, got the Coke boats, got the. I'm like, what are we doing? Why would you score that for this scene? This is like the most important scene right here, and they made this character seem so evil and dubious, and he had great screen presence and $100 bill, $100 bill, and I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that shit, bro? I'm like, you could have did so many other things. You could have made something for the show. You could have did so much there, but no, you $100 bills. $100 bills. Got a Coke flow. Got a Coke boat. Got a like, fam, please stop it. Stop it. But what I did walk away from The Great Gatsby was like that the American dream is an illusion. Like, everybody has their own view of what the American dream is, and yet when people achieve it, they still seem unhappy. And the only way I can kind of see my version of the American dream like that is through the wages that I worked during my lifetime. When I was younger, do you know what? A lot of kids, young kids that watch the show, my original wage was, when I started working at 16, was $5.15. $5.15. I thought I was Mr. Big Dick with $5.15 an hour. And Lord have mercy when I reached $6. All right. I was like, shit, I ain't never gonna go broke again. And then as time progressed and inflation happened, it was like, all right, what's the next? $10. All right, get to $10. All right, $10 is enough. What's the next amount? $15. All right, get to $15. $15 isn't enough. What's the next amount? $20. All right, $20 isn't cutting it no more. What's the next? And it just kept going and going and going. And it's like, that's the only way I can assimilate to what the American dream is. It was like, all right, me trying to get all of this shit, and it's still not enough. I'm still not happy. I want more. More. And I think the American dream sometimes just comes down to like it's like a hungry appetite, like an unsatisfied appetite, that was something that you're unable to fully feed. No matter how much you eat. It's like, nah, I want more. Like, I could be busting out the seams and I'm like, nah, I want more. And it was just great watching this movie because it was like, it really lays into that, like the way it's broken down. There's some silly scenes in there, like the shirt scene that everybody talks about. Oh my God, this is from Europe. This is from India. This is from Africa. This is shut the hell up. Yeah, it just seemed like whatever you kind of like strive for, that you want, it just seems unachievable sometimes. Like you think that's what you want, but that's not what you really want, or not necessarily what you need. It's because in the movie, it's like, all right, so two lovers, young lovers, they get together. All right, she comes from money. He feels like he's not adequate enough to be with her, so he goes away. So he's like, yo, I'm going to come back in your life when I'm more successful. I'm going to come back for you. All right, things are going to change. And I want to be the man that I think that I should be for you, so I'm able to provide for you. He goes away, life happens, and he didn't account for that. So she meets another guy. He goes off to war. They told him he dies. He doesn't die. Boom. She falls in love, gets married, all this extra shit. He comes back as the guy that he said he was going to be, only to find out that, all right, she's with somebody else. She didn't wait. She kind of moved on, blah, 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 blah. So now he's under the delusion of, well, if I could remind her how it was back then, that I could convince her to be with me now. And it was just like a delusional way of thinking, because it's like, all right, you're living in the past. And he was like trying to it was a great story. Like, yo, whatever happened, you can't relive what happened in the past because you can't make it come to the forward because it will never be the same as the forward. So one of the biggest turn points in the movie is when he's like, "Hey, yo, tell him you don't love him and that you never loved him." And he was like, I can't say that because I do love him and I did love him. You're back in the picture and shit, but yeah, no, to say something like that would be a lie. You can't ask me to say that if at one point I did have feelings for that person. So that's what made it such a great movie, because I'm like, this guy did everything for this girl, like from nothing to something. He became the person he said he was going to be for her, only to not win, only to fall short. And the girl to like deny him more than once, but like, all right, like, you don't really love me the way you say that you love me. Like, you're in love with the concept of what it is, but not really what it is. So it was a crazy movie. And the other thing I walked away from that movie was that you don't know who your friends are. Like, the people that you call your friends really aren't your friends. And just because somebody's always around you doesn't really mean that that's that person that's going to be by your side at your deathbed. Because he used to have elaborate parties, gigantic elaborate parties. People would go there every fucking day during the summer, drink his alcohol, meet girls, fuck people, do shit like that. And then when he dies, nobody shows up to the funeral except for that one person that he thought was his friend, which was his neighbor. And there was a scene that was cut out that I missed, was when he meets this guy named Wolfshire, right? That's his business partner. His business partner in the book, he's like, he comes off as like, yo, that's his close friend. No, I can't do that. He was like, that's his close friend. He would never do anything to betray his friend, blah, 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 blah. Comes to the death. His neighbor reaches out. He's like, hey, yo, what's up, man? The Gatsby's gone. You should pull up to the funeral because that's your boy. And he was like, nah, I can't do that. Somebody that what he deemed as man's doesn't show up to the funeral. So it was like the only person that gave a shit was the person that he just recently just met. And that's some crazy shit. Like, it makes you like really sit back and analyze, like, all right, you got to really look who you invest into. Like, you should be investing in yourself, but look at the other people that you want to invest into. Like, he wanted to invest into that girl. He did all this shit and she fucking denied him. And his business partner, they did all this shit. They came up through the ranks, blah, 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 to still be denied. And then the person that he just met was more of a friend than the people that were in his life. It's just crazy shit. So if you guys want to go watch The Great Gatsby, it's on YouTube right now. All right, I'm going to move out of this section. $100 bill. Got a black car, and then black stars, and then black farts. No, what the hell was that line? No, that's a different song. Oh well. Time to move into...
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Welcome, people, to the Cool Report. So, today isn't really... Mad math. A migrant gang member, 15 years old, 11 crimes committed, 1 taxpayer funded apartment, 0 consequences. I know, how does he have his own place at 15? That's amazing. In this climate, somebody's gonna be like, that's what you took away from it. Yeah. All right. This is pretty funny. It's not supposed to be funny, but it was pretty funny. A local rapper got his chain snatched by a middle school kid during his performance. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Your street cred is out of here, buddy. Do you know what it's like? First of all, why are you a rapper performing at a middle school? You know how I mentioned before that Fat Joe was at my school? Yeah. He wasn't there to perform. He was there to give a speech and get the hell out of here. And he had people with him. He didn't go there by himself like, hey, I'm Fat Joe. I'm going to this neighborhood and I'm going to go speak to the good folks. No. Mr. Cartagena was fucking ready for us. So let's see. He said, cut the beat.
Right there. Come here. Cut the beat. Cut the beat. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? What am I saying, dog? What you
Getting
looking for?
your chain snatched is crazy.
So you just snatched? Where the principal at, yo?
Asking for the principal is sick. All right. So imagine you're an up and coming rapper. You're making a name for yourself. You probably got some song. Hopefully it's not a gangster song. And then you go to this venue at the school. You think shit is sweet. You pull up with a $25,000, $35,000 chain on, and some kid that probably is hungry out there, probably looking for his name, sees your golden goose ass performing at the middle school, and you don't think they gonna snatch your chain? What school did you go to? You should really think about that part, because I could tell you this. My middle school was one of the ones that they were not fucking around with, all right? They had a brick war. They beat the shit out of each other with bricks, and then one kid died by getting hit by a car. Should have just took the... Stop. That's real shit. But it's like, what do you think is happening? What makes people think they could go to certain areas with all their jewelry on and think shit is sweet? What makes you think that somebody's not going to test your heart? I've seen plenty of 13 to 15-year-olds test a grown man's heart and tell him go run your shit and not even blink. And the person they're either compliant or they're gonna have a long day. And it's like, you pulled up to a school thinking because it's in a school you were safe. To me, if you ask me, that's when we're the most violent. That's when we're the most dangerous. That's when we have the most to prove. That's when we're most likely to kill. And you should know better because you're a fucking adult. And you think that just because you're an adult, that some young kid won't test your heart? You must be out your mind. So I seen the guy, he commented, come on, man. I hate when this app undoes what I'm doing. So I saw this dude comment, and he was like, he said something, but saying, get the principal, some wild shit. So, and I like reading the comments. So, cut the beat is fucking Joe. So, the guy comments, this is me 6 years ago. They asked if I wanted to press charges. I gave him the option to get mentored instead. He chose mentorship but quit. Never changed his lifestyle. Unfortunately, was murdered before finishing high school. Sad story of a misguided youth. Desperate for love and direction, but that's why I do what I do as a motivational speaker. Hope this somehow brings glory to God. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? How would telling that story brings glory to God? His name is Austin Lanier. He sounds like a... Big facts, bro. Brings glory to God. You got your shit yet because you went to the wrong neighborhood thinking shit was sweet. You try to take him under mentorship, go to jail or mentorship. All right. And if your words weren't strong enough, Mr. Motivational Speaker, and I'm not making excuses for somebody that chose to go down the route they went, but if the motivational speaker was out there and trying to give him help and he didn't see that your views aligned, or you must have not been doing enough to help the views align, then you cannot say, what did he just say? Glory to God. No, sir, your words failed. I understand you can't save everybody. I understand that. But there's places to do shit, and that was not it. That was not it. I'm going to go there with this expensive ass change. You have no idea what some of these kids are going through. I could tell you right now, when I was going to school, at that age, going to school with some of the kids I went to school with, half of them were in foster. Half of them were in foster care. So guess what? They're looking for quick money up. Half of them, parents, one parent wasn't available, so the other parent was working double shifts. Not in the picture. Here you come. What was your goofy ass even rapping about? That's a better question. That's an even better question. Shit, lucky I ain't punch you out that shit. Do I wanna give this guy any shine? I don't know. No, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Fuck that guy. But yeah. Shit's crazy. But getting your shit yapped at a middle school, if you're a gangster rapper getting your shit yapped at a middle school, I could guarantee you right now your career is most likely dead on the ground. All right. Wait, I didn't save that one or they deleted it? So, Eddie Winslow. Eddie. Mr. Winslow has been in the... He's been in the news AIM sites for like a minute now. And the reason he's been in the AIM and the news line of sight or target is because it recently came out that he paid for a procedure. Now, I did send it to the group chat, so I gotta find it in the group chat. But my son paid for a procedure for this transvestite? No, transvestite. Am I saying it? Yeah, transvestite woman named Sydney Starr. Sydney Starr's been part of hip hop for a minute. Now, I'm not gonna lie. To quote a great movie, is
If she's a transvestite, then she's the Cadillac of transvestites.
who said that? Who said that? Not me. She doesn't look bad for what she is. Oh God, this sounds like, oh God, I'm never gonna hear the end of that shit. So she used to have like a YouTube thing back in the day, right? This is how I know about it. I didn't know her from hip hop, but back in the day, they used to pass her around. I don't know if I even want to say that. Allegedly. So, but I know her for going to Times Square. And she would go to Times Square and she would have all these young boys like, hey man, what's up? Do you want to take a picture of me grabbing this fat ass? And everybody's like, oh, hell yeah. So everybody would be grabbing their ass, blah, 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 going crazy. And then after they're done taking the pictures, videos, it's going viral and shit like that because they're shooting it for YouTube. Then she would go, yeah, I'm a dude. And then everybody would get in a hissy fit, get tight, get so pissed off and blah, 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 blah. Now, that's what I know her from. Other people know her from Love and Hip Hop and blah, 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 blah. She has some crazy stories. I think I might have met her through another podcast. And that's a wild girl, man. That's a wild, wild girl. Now, if I'm correct, she used to tell people that she had the surgery, but she never had the surgery. So when you hear this news story break out, I'm gonna play it.
Had your surgery.
Condition in this day and age.
Adam, I had the surgery.
To read any good news on the newspaper page.
Someone paid for it.
Who? Shut. You paid for the surgery?
My son looks sick. She just blew him off.
Yep. He paid for it with that saw money.
Some people say it's even harder to find.
That saw, remember he was on saw?
And it must be some.
Yo, paying for somebody's sex change operation with saw money is fucking hilarious. It's nasty work, but it's fucking hilarious to pay for somebody's sex change with saw money. He took the saw money for money to saw money. And let me stop. See? Yo, that is crazy to pay for a sex change with your phone money that involves a saw. He saw, let me stop. She saw seashore, about the seashore. But yeah. Eddie, what happened to you, man? Eddie. You had dimes on your show, bro. What are you doing? Eddie. Eddie, you have a whole family that you're behind with on child support. Eddie, you paying for this girl's sex change? Eddie, she's been piped out on camera a bunch of times. Eddie, you are wilding the fuck out. Wilding out. I'm going to get comments like, how do you know? She's an OnlyFans person. And I already told you guys, I'm not spending cash. Reddit. Yo.
Oh boy, over the top.
But, yeah. You paid for a sex change for a transgender hip hop porn star. What the fuck was she doing with the money? Did she not make any money from any of her videos? Were they not buying the subscriptions? Was not getting the sex change, not on her Amazon wish list? I'm not getting it. Eddie, what are you doing? You living up to your fucking family's last name, son. Your wins are low. Eddie, why are you doing this? I'm fucking talking to you like I know you. I don't even know you, fam. Eddie, stop. Holy shit. With the Saw money, not even the Family Matters money, the Saw money. What you made, 12,000 off of that? Shit. She saw and conquered. She won. She won. Oh my God, son. Oh my goodness. What are you doing, Eddie? Eddie, you can't be living like that. You can't be living like that. Did you meet her at a Diddy party? Because then we kind of have a case for you. But if you didn't meet her at the Diddy party, son, you got diddled with that, didn't you? See, I'm going to get in trouble. See, I can't be saying that shit. Eddie, you are bugging out. Eddie, you should have called Urkel. You could have worked something out. He could have probably went into the lab and made something for you to make that work. You are wilding using the Saw money and not paying your kids child support. That's some crazy shit. Priorities are not there. And Mr. Winslow taught you better than that. Wild shit. Wild shit right there. So, in more nasty news, for Diddy's case, I told you I was going to get back to you, Diddler. It was reported that the Johnson & Johnson was laced. The Johnson & Johnson had more to it. It wasn't just regular baby oil he was caressing, dabbing, or smoothing onto people. It was mixed with Rohypnol and DDG. No, that's a rapper. DHD, GHB, some shit. Isn't that the thing that Tom Segura OD'd off of? I don't know why he took so much. But I'll get the name for it right now. GHB. Yeah. Pretty sure GHB was the thing that Tom Segura was talking about, unless I'm fucking completely wrong off of it. I don't know what that's stuck in my head for. But that's nasty work. That is nasty, 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 nasty work. Do you know how crazy that is? That you just... It's crazy that somebody's just walking around with that much baby oil. Like, just... Their hands already pre-oiled. That's crazy shit. To have your hands pre-oiled with fucking Rohypnol and GHB and just caress it into somebody's skin. It's like, yo, why are you putting baby oil on me? Don't worry, you're about to find out later. No. I'm not a fan of this shit. And then it comes down to, like, how much of that stuff have you used that you are no longer affected by it?
Different.
It is. It's super different. Like, you have to build up such a resistance or a tolerance to something like that. It's fucking crazy, son. You over here, like, rubbing somebody's skin in. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're like,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
That's some crazy shit, son. That's some crazy shit. Like, before, like, he snaps the bottle back, before he snaps the lid back in the bottle, you just see him fade out and your eyes go black. That's some crazy shit. Something tells me, let me see. No, not catching me with that one. And every time somebody mentions him in that case, he's like, he just wants to be left alone. But no. You left the door open way too many times for people to come through it. Ex Diddy. No. Did that hurt? That's how we entered the door. But yeah. That is nasty work. Because how do you guys don't get it. How do you get the amounts corrected? Like how many tries did it take for you to figure out like, all right, this is the right mixture and blend of both of these? So we're both not taken aback by it, or you'll feel something, but I'm already immune to it. That's some nasty work right there. All right. And are they already pre-drugged? Like, or is he doing it on the spot? Which is like, hold up, wait, mind your business. And he just pours something into it. And then he's like, all right, trying to get down and dirty. Crazy, son. Crazy. Because you do need baby oil at a freak off. But if he's using that at lube, those poor girls' vaginas, that pH is fucked. So it's like, all right. But yeah, it's crazy, son. It's crazy that to hear these more allegations come out, and you're like, just when you think like it couldn't get worse, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Damn, son. That's a different type of person. If he's really out here like running like that with the Johnson & Johnson and the Rohypnol, that's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy shit. Like, I don't think there's no explaining that one. Johnson & Johnson does not want to be tied to any of this shit right now. They must be looking for millions and millions of ways to have that court seal any documentation or find a way to get it censored or barred out of their fucking documentation so their name will stop coming up in this court case, because that's some nasty shit to be tied to. I already told you, I think they had something to do with it too, because nobody buys that much Johnson & Johnson. Nobody buys that much Johnson & Johnson, and you're unfamiliar with whoever buys that much Johnson & Johnson. Somebody's buying in bulk. Somebody's bound to fucking notice. He's been doing this since in the 90s, right? So yeah, I don't think Johnson & Johnson gets off that smoothly, even though they makes you that smooth. So the irony. So that's all I have for the cool report. Let's go on to the next section.
Wait, Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something!
Welcome to the Ask Me a Question section. Here goes 3 random questions that people send me. And one of them is, what's another gruesome movie to watch? You're sick. You are a little
sick puppy. You got demons in your mind, and it's fine.
Oh boy, over the top. How outre.
You know, it's a movie that people mention, but they don't watch. But I love this movie. Every time it comes out, I'll stop and watch it. But I'll watch it only if I feel safe, if that makes any sense. I'll watch it if I know that I am absolutely alone and there's never going to come out of the dark to kill me. And that movie is Silent Hill. I love the movie Silent Hill. Silent Hill has 3 gruesome scenes that stapled the movie. 3. And I feel like you guys know what I'm going to talk about. So, is it 3? Yeah, it's 3. So, one of them is when a character gets burnt, like she gets burnt alive. So they had this gigantic bonfire, and they have these ladders that drop the person over the bonfire. So they don't really cook her, but they don't burn her like directly. They burn her indirectly. They slowly roast cook her. So they have her hovering above the fire, and she just starts cooking and peeling away. You see her skin starts boiling. Nasty work, real nasty work. And then there's a scene with what the hell is his head? Pyramid Head, where he kills this guy and he like scrapes his body off. Fucking cool, right? But the piece de resistance for Silent Hill is when the girl gets her revenge. Because Silent Hill is about a girl that gets mistaken for witchcraft. They kill her, and then she punishes the whole town. She places a curse on the whole town, and now nobody can't leave. So it sticks people in like an alternate world universe or dimension, and so on and so on and so forth. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. The movie's old as hell. So there's a scene where this girl finally gets justice for the person. She finally gets justice on the person that had her killed, right? So she breaks into the sanctuary. She starts going to town, killing everybody. And there's this scene where she has this girl. She has a dangling in the air, barbed wires on each arms and torso. They have her spread it out like an X. And she just starts praying to God. She's like, "Oh my God, please, Lord, save me from this." And she takes a barbed wire and shoves it right through her vagina. And you can hear her screaming, gurgling, all this shit. And then the demon girl is like dancing dancing beneath her, and all the blood's falling on her while this thing is ripping this girl in half through her vagina and up, and then they just finally kill her. So gruesome. Love it. Love it. More gruesome movies is Pumpkin Face, Hatchet, and no, there was one more. There's one more. I'm drawing a blank because that movie was fucked. But yeah, that's what I got for gruesome. Yeah, the Terrifiers are good. Go watch the Terrifier sagas too. All right, what else do I got? Have you ever heard of these Sentinel places? Do you think it would be crazy to be born into a lifestyle like that? Sentinel places. You're talking about like the islands that have. You're talking about a group of people that have yet to inhabit. You're talking about a group of people that have yet to meet up with the rest of civilization, so they're kind of stuck in their own world. They're not really technological. Goddamn, really butchered that word. They're not really technologically advanced, and I wonder if they would be happier. I wonder if they would be okay with not being stressed with today's or society standards and norms and things like that. Because if you live in a Sentinel Island or a Sentinel remote place in general, I believe the Amazon is responsible for 90% of tribes out there that have never made contact with another human being of this time, which is pretty crazy to think about, that somebody could just not, that people could just be oblivious to the rest of the world like that and just think whatever they're going through seems like how most people live is what they're stuck with, which is pretty entertaining to think about. So, yeah. I'm assuming if you were to wake up with that lifestyle in today's day and age, you don't have to worry about dressing. You don't have to worry about money like that. Just food, hunting, and this is finding a mate, I guess I would see it. And it's pretty much, that's it. You wouldn't have to worry about going to go find a job. Probably get eaten by a wild animal, but not really worried to go find a job. You could always be an herbist unless they really judge you off of that. Imagine that shit. Like, yo, we're choosing jobs. You could either be a hunter or a hunter-gatherer, or you could be a fucking farmer. I'm going to be the guy that picks the berries. You're goddamn right. You look at me funny. I'm going to be alive. But, yeah. Because I always hear about that one case of the Christian group that went down there and they thought things were going to be sweet and they got murdered. Or you could watch the movie Inferno, where these people go down there to help the Amazon and they get murdered by these people because they have no idea who the fuck they are. But they are food. They are food. So, yeah. To grow up with something like that must be wild. To be like, hey, what is that little square shit that you have pointing at me? Is that me in the box? Did you just trap my soul in the box? Nah, I'm gonna have to kill you to release my soul from the box. I'm sorry. But yeah. Also, we must taste. No, I don't think so. I think vegans would taste better, right? Because everything we eat is like plant-based. Like cows eat like grass and shit like that. Chickens eat like chicken feed and grass and shit like that. And I hope they eat grass. I don't know what chickens eat. But yeah, that's some wild shit. I would think vegans taste the best. All right, don't quote me on that. Fat people will burn quick. We just majority of fucking grease. We're a grease fire waiting to happen. If anybody from a Sentinel Island try to fucking cook me, the grease fire I would create would be fucking amazing. The Amazon would be burnt down right away. All right, there would be no Amazon. That shit would be deforested so fucking fast. Every time we try to put that shit out, the fires just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Nope. That shit ain't working. Damn. All right, what else I got? Have you heard of the line? The Dixon line? In Saudi Arabia. Would you consider moving into something like that? And do you see us adopting that method? All right, the line in Saudi Arabia. 13 miles long, however that works. If it's a line, all right, so that's width. It's going to be high. It's going to be really high, like bigger than the Empire State Building. I forgot how long, but I know it's 13 miles thick. That doesn't sound right. My question to them is, they said it's going to be like a mirror type thing, and you guys are in the middle of the desert. So how terrible is that going to be for the wildlife out there? Like, a camel's going to be walking, minding its business, and then the sun's going to catch that plate perfectly. And it's going to beam this gigantic hot ray beam at the camel that's just randomly walking and cook that motherfucker. Do I see us adopting something like that? God, I hope not. I don't even think it's achievable because they said the closest measurement that I got was from New York to Philadelphia. That's pretty fucking far. So to have something that long, 13 miles thick, it's like, what could happen? See, when I see things like that, I think about, it's kind of the same reason why I'm scared to move into like an apartment, or if where I'm scared to move into an apartment or houses that are joined together, is because all it takes is one bad thing to happen and it all goes bad. Like a fire there must be crazy that it'll probably take everything out. So when I see these stories, it's like, I don't know. What's the other thing they said? Oh, it's going to be ran by AI. I guess they never seen Terminator out there. I guess they never seen it. Wait, there was something with the Terminator guy. He's helping with the Tesla robots. He's really trying to bring that fate into the future. So that's some crazy shit. But yeah, 13 miles wide. That sounds like a crazy thing to be, but that's people living on top of each other. That reminds me of Judge Dredd with the super block housings. Like everybody's on top of each other. And then where do I want to live exactly if I were to live on the line? There's a better question. Do I want to be at the top? Do I get a nice view, a penthouse overlook? Or do I want to be at the bottom where it's easy for me to get around and be accessible? So it's going to hold 9 million people. That's the size of San Antonio, I believe. Or saying something. But that's a lot of people to be cramped up into a space like that. And like I said, all it takes is like one bad thing, like either a fire or a natural disaster, like a fucking earthquake. And if that shit is not structurally stable, that's a wrap. I don't even think we have enough steel in the world for us to even make a concoction that crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. This is like when you have so much money that you don't know what to do with it. When you have so much money that you're like trying to figure out, like, all right, maybe this is a good idea. Maybe. And it's like, yeah, y'all about to find out it's not. So, I don't know. Solar panels will work great, but I don't know. Everybody on top of each other is just it's just wrecking for bad news. Because you can believe so, look at the crimes in Compton Park apartment complexes or just housing in general, you'll see where people that live on top of each other, how they would deem some shit like that. But all right, I'm going to head out of this section. Thank you for those 3 questions, people. All right, time to move on to the next one. Now it's time for... Welcome to everybody that messes with part-time lover. I know you guys like to fast forward to this part because it is messy. But I still fucks with you guys because a view is 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 a view. Now, part-time lover is a section of the show where people in relationships submit questions and we give them answers to see if we come to the same conclusion. If not, we provide a different POV. You do not have to take this information that I'm giving you, or you don't have to take all of it. You could pick and choose what you want to use. So that's what makes this section such a beaut. Now, the first question I got, you think I'm pretty with all of my makeup on. Let's get on tonight. You and I, my bad, my brain thinks like this. Let's go.
My wife is going through tough times financially.
Hey.
And recently she has asked me to help her pay her child support.
Oh.
Now I met the kids once or twice, so I don't really have a bond with them. So I feel a type of way because, for lack of better words, fuck them kids. Am I to just give my partner a hand in the situation or let her figure it out?
Oh boy, over the top. How outre.
Sir, you said it yourself. That is your wife, so it's not being a... It's not. See, you're going to run the game that, yo, you don't know the kids, that you don't have to do a damn thing for them kids. And you would absolutely be right if you weren't married. See, I believe the vows say for better or worse, and that seems like worse. So if she's never asked you to contribute a dime before, you should know it's really taking your wife a lot of pride swallowing to even ask you for a hand. Right? Now, I don't know the reason that the kids aren't in her life. It could be by choice. It could not be. It could be court mandated. I don't know. But that's between them. But you involved yourself because you put a ring on it. If you liked it, then you really put a ring on it. Yeah, so are you obligated? I believe so. I think you're on the hook for that. I believe if your wife is going through this, and I know you're like, all right, those aren't my kids, but that is your wife, and that her problems become your problem. Sadly, when you got a girl, all her problems become your problem, even if you put a fucking ring on it or not. But yeah, that's what you signed up for, sir. Better or worse, you're in the worst program, so you're gonna have to figure that shit out. Stop acting like a little
clown pussy.
All right? And I'm pretty sure your wife does things to alleviate some of the tension in your life, all right? Even though she's adding to it right now and subtracting from your bank account, I'm pretty sure the pros outweigh more than the cons. So yeah. And if you really feel a way about the kids not having a bond with you and none of that shit, invite them little bastards over, all right? Make the bond. Did you ever try to make the bond, or you like, oh man, fuck them kids? See, that's the difference. You even going fuck them kids lets me know that you don't fuck with them kids, and that's good in 2 ways, but I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, that's some crazy shit that you would be like, because no, you gotta really think about it like that, because yo, those are her children. She is financially responsible for it, especially if she's not in the picture. So yeah, I think it took a lot for her to be like, hey man, can you please give me a hand with this? Knowing that damn well that might be your response. Because if you're telling me that you're saying fuck them kids, I know you told her a couple of times, man, fuck them kids. Or you deviated a plan to not help support them kids to help her out on her end. So yeah, now together, thick and worth, sick to sin, all that stuff, death do you part, all that shit. So I suggest you should probably give her a helping hand. I know there's a good chance you probably don't want to hear that, but it's just the God honest truth. All right. Let's see. You think I'm pretty with all of my makeup on. I don't know what that song stuck in my head for. Let's get the way tonight. You and I.
Cuffing season is upon us, and I'm trying to get shows. Now there's 2 ways I can play my cards. I can either play sugar daddy, or get with a tour, do you feel me? Either trick or be tricked on. What would you choose, bro?
How outre.
Cuffing season is here. I want to play the song, but I'm having legal battles with Spotify right now. So you're asking me, I can either play a sugar daddy or I could get a torta. All right, see I can either be the gifter or the giftee. All right, that is tough. That is tough. It depends on the position that you want to play. If you get the torta, she's going to take care of you, as opposed to if you get the baddie, she's just going to drain you, and not always in the way that you want. So that's 1000% up to you. I just literally saw a video not that long ago about an old man with a sugar baby, and she want to give no sugar. And the sugar baby thought that shit was funny, not knowing that she was fucking up her portfolio by posting it online and letting all the future sugar daddies know that that bitch does not put out any sugar. So, yeah. Now, do you have the funds to be tricking is what I'm asking you. Do you think you could do all of this and not feel it? Well, if you go to sleep with the torta and your arm is under her body, you got to worry about not feeling your arm for a couple of hours either. So it's a two-way street. It's really a two-way street. It's depending on what you really want to do with me. If I'm in your position, or if I was in your situation, I'm going to look at my bank account. And if I look at my bank account right now, it is torta season. All right. That's what season it is right now. They picked the most loudest of trucks to work my block today. Jesus Christ. But, yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm going to go with. Go get you that big girl. It's winter time. It's going to be a cold winter right now. You see me what I'm wearing? I'm wearing a hoodie. You don't bring that big, beautiful woman. That's what BBW stands for. Big, beautiful woman to the crib and let her warm you up, cook you a good meal, take you to Ground and Pound Town. I don't know what else is there, man. Because you could be like that old man in that World Star video where he's putting out all this money and she is not kicking out a damn thing. Also, how big is your torta? What is the fat ratio in your torta? All right, that's the other thing. All right, what's the perfect torta size for you? All right, I like mine's medium. All right, little medium well, yeah. It's extra done. Let me stop. See, but yeah. It's gonna be cold this year, bro. Go get you a big girl. Stop playing. All right, just ladies, go get yourself a big fella. All right, okay. Little extra loving. I don't know how girls refer to me as, because I'm not a trick. I'm definitely the torta, but I'm like a special torta. I'm like low carbs because I'm diabetic. Can't be a sugar daddy. I'm a diabetic. I'm already fucking sweet. So yeah. And that is all I have for the part-time lover section. It's for you guys that show love to that section. Appreciate you guys. Without you guys, that section does not move. Now I want to start heading my way out of this episode. I'm trying to figure out what the future of the show is gonna be, because I must have pissed somebody off with that J. Cole clip, because I'm magically having all my episodes reviewed for deletion, which is fucking crazy. Which is crazy because I've been in talks with this company already, and it's like, what do you guys want? And it's recently it's because I mentioned, same fucking episode, that I'm cutting music off. That's what it was. that I mentioned that I'm cutting music off, and Spotify has never given me an issue about me playing music because they all have the license contract for it. And now they're like, I think we're going to give you an issue now. We're going to bang you for every musical sound that we hear. Even the sound bites, they're coming for sound bites. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Right now, we were all cool. And now, ever since this week, Monday, it's been like,
Wait, Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something.
yeah, it's been hectic. And like right now I'm going in front of review boards. This shit is fucking crazy right now, son. And it's just making me wonder what the next step for the show is. Where am I going to take this to next? Because the YouTube numbers are going back up. I swear to God, man, the YouTube numbers are down, but the Spotify numbers are up. Now the YouTube numbers are going up, and now the Spotify numbers is about to take a fucking plunge. So I don't know where I'm going with this, how I'm gonna deal with this. I just know that we're gonna prevail through this. I already mentioned to you guys, I like to compete. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see this as a competition, and I'm going to kick some ass. Now you're forcing me to like really go hard with this and really put my foot on y'all necks with this shit. So, because I'm doing something right. I obviously made an enemy that had pull. Like this shit just didn't just happen out of nowhere. So it's for me to figure out. But yeah. We shall be doing great out here. We're gonna be doing great strives. We're gonna be out here fucking managing, succeeding. I'm setting up another goal to go and knock that shit out. And if I fall down, I'm going to. And that's what I suggest you guys do too, all right? Don't let things hold you back. Don't let things deter you from getting to what you gotta do, reaching what you gotta reach. And if you hit your goal, set another goal, all right? American way, all right? It's never enough. We always want more. So, yeah. Appreciate y'all. All right? Thank you. Now, I want to say please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. Shout out to the new listeners. Shout out to the new followers, the new viewers, the new questioners, the new lovers, the new characters, all you guys. Shout outs to you guys. Without you guys, this is a move, and we're clearly starting some waves if I'm getting reviewed now. So yeah. And I just want to say it's been my honor. This boat might be going down, but we might find safety somewhere else, some refuge. I am your host, Jose Luis. I am out of here. Peace out.